Rezon is one of the best fighters in EU, and I've already said this about his teammate Noah Riley, and I'll say it about his teammate Vadil as well. Rezon took home first in the latest solo cash cup, so let's break down some of his mechanics on this episode of Mechanics of the Pros. In this first clip, let's see how he deals with players who are below him on the floor. A lot of players will just take a jump shot in this position, but what Rezon does is jump and looking directly down places a wall to ensure he grabs this wall away from the opponent. He does try to place a cone, but I'm pretty sure he tries to land on this and misplaces this, making sure him land on it one tile higher. From there on out, he does a peanut butter edit while the opponent is swinging, so he ends up missing his pickaxe, and this nets him a nice 30 damage shot, which was white. Now his instant reaction was to reset the wall and then do another top left edit from here. Now this angle, while attacking a wall, can allow you to place a ramp if the opponent edits on you, which will allow you to be completely safe and get out of the box. From here, notice he shoots the wall first with his tack to try and damage it before switching to his P90 to then wall replace. One of the interesting things I found about his gameplay was not that he used blueprint edits too much. While taking this wall, he actually switched back to his shotgun before editing it, did a top tile edit, and this is where some beautiful movement comes in. He crouches, and the opponent now thinks that he can hide behind the wall and crouch himself. But Rezon already knows what he's doing, so as soon as the opponent crouches behind the wall, he jump shots and manages to pick up the elimination. This entire thing was only 10 seconds long, but it was so packed with beautiful mechanical skill. Speaking of beautiful movement, let's take something really simple, such as running in someone's box. Well, notice in this clip, Rezon beams the opponent for white damage, so obviously he's going to make this push. Now, he jumps from above with a harpoon, and notice that the angle that he's trying to go into. He attempts to go straight down through the wall while harpooning it, meaning that even if the opponent was turbo building, he would get in. The opponent wasn't holding it, so he does manage to get in, and I think he actually messed up the angle of this a little bit, but this is still something you can do if you want to get in every single time from this high angle. But once he gets in the box, notice how he instantly keeps to the one-hand side of the box. He doesn't run through the middle. This allows his opponent to always be on one direction of him, and he doesn't have to turn around and look for him. He's always going to be in front of him. And the opponent has to turn around to look for you, so you can get behind him. Because he harpoons the wall, slides the cone in so quickly, the opponent can't even react fast enough to put a ramp down, and he just looks completely lost, and Rezon picks up this easy elimination. For the next clip, he does exactly the same thing. However, this time, rather than going through the wall, he actually decides to land on some cones and then use the harpoon on the floor underneath the opponent to attempt to drop him down. You see, the box was weak because he knew he just built it, and I think Rezon thought that it would be able to be broken in one and drop the opponent down right onto him. It doesn't matter because he still manages to drop the opponent into him anyway and pick up the easy elimination. In this next clip, Rezon does a beautiful side jump combination to be able to grab a high wall and ramps over an opponent, and despite messing up his edit a little bit, still picking up the elimination. He originally managed to try and cone his opponent through this wall, but the opponent had gone up an extra layer, so instead he tried to drop him down, but the other player placed a floor. Now if he just sprays this floor, the opponent might be able to shoot him back. So instead he jumps around the side, placing a high wall and landing on a stair, with the stair above him to make sure he's protected from all angles. From then on, he just edits through the wall and cones the opponent, hits a big shot, and does fumble the reset. But because he's now in this awkward position where the opponent's running at him with some what I would describe as questionable aim, Rezon places a floor between him, and the edit choice here is beautiful. Rather than just opening up and editing in his face, he does a 2-tile edit, makes a jump shot that the opponent does not predict, and picks up the easy elimination. Excuse me. This next clip is a great example of the things that these top level fighters do that a lot of the average people wouldn't think of. Notice in this clip, Rezon goes for a high wall yet again, like in the previous clip. However, this time the opponent actually gets stuck in the cone because the opponent places his own floor underneath him. Now, a lot of people in this situation would just pickaxe and try to get him out of the cone. However, the player above at this moment could just pre-fire you very easily and still hold the floor of its own. So instead, what Rezon does is play very safe. So he actually edits a top left-hand tile and then exits out of the box. So when he turns around, he actually already has a peanut butter peak lined up. Now, from this angle, this is when he starts to take the wall, because when the opponent falls into the box, Rezon's going to be safe and on a right-hand peak, rather than just 50-50ing the player who was falling down. From there on out, it's just a very simple case of him staying behind the peanut butter peak, playing his angles carefully, and fully just dunking on the opponent. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot. Peace.